Hey guys, how's everybody doing? So, how do you get the best deal on your car insurance? Few disclaimers to start this video. This is just what I do, and I find it works for me. And when I say it works for me, I mean I think I get good price for my car insurance, and sometimes prices are a lot lower than what I was initially quoted, even though maybe the initial quote was cheap. So, disclaimer over. This may or may not work for you, but this is what I do. So first of all, I get prepared before I phone or speak to the insurance company to renew the policy. So what do I mean by research? I go on the forums and I check to see if there's any threads or recent threads where people are talking about how much they pay for the insurance for the particular car that I have. So I want to get an idea of what the going rate is for the car I have, for someone kind of in my position, i.e. where the car is stored, what they do, if possible, the age, etc., etc. Just to get an idea of what is the going rate. And then if the going rate is very close to the renewal price, then okay, then largely the job is done. If I'm happy with the insurance company that I'm with already, then so be it. I'll just renew the policy and get on with my life. If, on the other hand, you can see that, there's a big room for maneuver there, like the price that you're being charged is a lot different to what other people are being charged, then speak to your insurance company, say, you're giving me this. I think it's very important to call them, yeah? Personally, I think it's important to call them, especially if there's a big gap there. Speak to the sales guy or sales girl there, and say, introduce yourself, this is our reference number, this is how much you quoted me, and say, you can come out and just say, look, I think it's too much. Now, they'll either be willing to get into a conversation with you about it or not, and I mean, i.e. they're going to ask you, why do you think it's too much? Okay, then the door is open, and then you can have a conversation with them, and you could say, well, I was expecting to pay X amount. And they're going to say, well, why? What are you basing that on? I mean, at least the good companies will anyway. They'll ask you, what are you basing this figure on? So, you think you should be paying like £300 a year, but what are you basing that on? Because we've quoted you 500, and are all the details that that are on the renewal correct? And then you need to give them some evidence. Obviously, you need to give them some evidence because they're asking for evidence of what you're basing your opinion on. So, and this is where your research comes into play. You can say, look, on X forum, like the BMW forum or the M3 forum or whatever forum it may be, there's a thread there, and people have done, are writing out what they've been quoted, what they're paying for their car insurance, and I think I should be paying around this given what other people are paying, and then the ball is in their court then. And I think you'd be surprised how close you can get to the price that you want. So this video, I'm not saying to get ridiculous prices. I'm saying not to get ripped off, basically, just to get a good price for your insurance. Now, they may or may not come down to the price that you think you should be paying, but they might come pretty close. So depending on where you are in price, you'll either want to continue the conversation or not continue the conversation. So if you think there's a deal to be done, it's pretty close, then you can move on to other things. If they're not prepared to move on the price, then you can, like with anything else, like you go into negotiation and you try to make, try to get something to sweeten the deal, whether it's a lower excess, free recovery, like AA, RAC, green flag, whatever the coverage is, if it's not already included. Maybe there's an excess on the glass, maybe you can speak to them about getting rid of that. What else could there be? European coverage, if you spend time in Europe, and maybe you can get an extension to the coverage that you get in Europe. Maybe you're thinking about getting another car, during the next 12 months. Ask them how much it's going to be to add a car to the policy. Obviously, they're probably going to want to know what car you have in mind. Maybe get another driver added to the policy. Try and get some things that you'd like, extras that would be useful to you. I mean, they're not going to know what is useful to you extras-wise. So, again, personally, I think you need to give them some ammunition, help them out as to what you would like, because, they got no idea what you want. So you can say, well, can we do something with the excess of the glass? Can we extend the European coverage? Can we do some breakdown? Can we do just lower the excess of the policy generally? Can I add my wife? Can I add my kid? Can I add another car? How much is it going to be to change a car? Can I have it for free? If I'm thinking of changing the car during the year, or that's going to be happening, so can we do that for free? So we don't get any admin charges, etc., etc., etc. All the things that that an insurance company can do. See if you can get something to sweeten the deal, just to get you to where you need to be. If the quote that you're being given is not exactly where you want to be, And basically that's it, guys. This is where you are. And obviously, if you can't get close on the price, or you're not quite sure, or you're not convinced, then by all means phone up another insurance company. So this comes on to ringing around for quotes, especially if you're renewing a policy and you're not a young driver. Then I expect you're not going to be phoning around so many companies. So I remember when I was 17, I used to be phoning around, 10, 15, I don't know, maybe 20 companies. Because the prices you'd be getting were such a big range. One place is quoting you $3,500, other places are quoting you, $1,000. So it was definitely worth, phoning around at the time, because there was such a wide range of prices, and plus maybe you didn't have a good relationship with an existing insurance company. But saying you've been driving for, a few years, 5, 10 years, you've got a relationship with you've got a bit of history, if you like, with the insurance. Draw up a short list of, say, I think 5 would be enough, honestly. Find 5 insurance companies that you'd be prepared to do business with. It's pointless phoning up a company that, even if they give you a good price, you're not comfortable going with, because then you're just wasting their time and wasting your own time, So personally, I would draw up a list of 5 companies that I like, that seem to be, specializing in, a customer like me, which I think is very important. Maybe you're not going to get a super price, but the services that you're going to get are more suitable to you. And you do the thing again. You got the quote. The usual routine. I have this quote. They give them the details. This is a quote I've got. Can you do anything? And if you get something that's pretty good, or the good ones, they'll also say, can we do it now? We need to do it now. They won't give you a reference number, for example. But basically, it all comes down to your what you want to do. I.e., is the difference in price worth changing the insurance company? Are you happy with the one you're with at the moment? Have you got good experiences with them? Etc., etc. But basically, guys, that's the video. How I approach getting a good deal on the car insurance. If you have other techniques, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it, because obviously everybody's looking to get a good deal on their car insurance. Share it with the world. But like I said, that's it. That's the video, guys. As always, please vote on it, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again next time.